Welcome to a new video, guys. Now, today is something a little bit different. As you can see, we're not on ARK, but this is something about ARK, which is going to be released tomorrow. So it's the 9th of February today, and then tomorrow is the 10th. So that is when the new update is coming out. Now, as you can see, we're going on to the update now. Released, well, it says anticipated release is going to be February the 10th, so it should be out tomorrow.
So yeah, what you guys just saw there was my first news video back in 2016. I think it was at the start of 2016 when I first started doing news for ARK Survival Evolved. The reason why I wanted to make today's video is because obviously Genesis Part 2 is coming in 13 days, and this is the final paid DLC for ARK, ending the story of everything that has happened so far. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about how, like, obviously my favourite moments moving on, and I want you guys to talk about your favourite moments of ARK Survival Evolved, going through the DLCs, and just to think how crazy it is that this time next year, we could all be playing ARK Survival Evolved 2. Now, if you've absolutely loved this game for as many years that I have, smash that like button right now. Let's just go for, I'm not even going to say a like target. I'm just going to say, for the game that we all love, let's see how many likes we can hit. Because obviously, this has meant so much to all of our lives, and I've loved creating content, and I cannot wait for the second game. Make sure to be subscribed if you don't want to miss out on all of the Genesis Part 2 content coming your way. And let's just get in with the video. So I thought that would be a funny start for you guys to see, my first ever video, because some people subscribe today, some people might have subscribed 2 years ago. It's very, very different, but I wanted to talk about my first starting of ARK, and I want you guys to move into this as well, obviously, as Genesis Part 2 is here. So obviously I started playing ARK, obviously, I think it was December 2015, and it was the most exciting time. I tried buying it on PC when it first came out in July 2015, and my computer was I could play Minecraft, but I could definitely not play ARK Survival Evolved. So when I saw it was coming out in a game preview on the Xbox One, I was like, no way, I've always loved dinosaurs, I really want to play this game. I downloaded it, and all of our friends were loving it, and we all used to watch, I think it was Slupgator, I want to say, I hope I pronounced the name properly, and I loved his videos so much, watching them every time I got home from school, and it was just so much fun. We had our own server, but obviously there were a lot of problems with ARK back in the day. The game used to be so buggy, we used to be kicked off servers, we'd lose equipment, and obviously that was a big problem back in the day, because I'm someone that, when I love a game so much, even if the problems get so frustrating, I'll still come back to it. Whereas there's a lot of friends in the past that sort of just gave up, and it started, the group started getting smaller and smaller. But as time went on, I said, I want to start making content for this game. I want to do a series. I want to do news videos. And then it just started to happen, and people started to come to the channel. And then, obviously, the first DLC, Scorched Earth, came out. Now, I remember doing my videos on Scorched Earth, there was a countdown coming up to the DLC of a wyvern egg. And we didn't know that wyverns were coming into the game. We just knew that there was an egg. And it was just, so crazy seeing that. And the trailer was unbelievable. You guys will be seeing it in the background, and I was just having the best time of my life. And when the Scorched Earth DLC came out, I played it for a while, but I generally went back to the islands quite a lot, because I still really did enjoy it, but it's probably the DLC I put less time into. And I was so excited when it came out, but then obviously a little bit after that, or around about the same time, Ragnarok came out as well. No, it was the Center came out, so I played a lot of the Center, absolutely loved that map. I know there was a lot of problems back in the day with that, but I think there was with every single map in ARK Survival Evolved. So as time went on, the Center was there, then Aberration came out. And again, surprisingly, when Aberration and so Ragnarok came out, loved that, played that non-stop. That was it's still one of my favourite maps to this day. Then Aberration came out. And I just ended up going back to Ragnarok, and I don't know why this ended up happening to me, and I think this is why my series never lasted as long, because I would just have so much more fun playing with friends on Ragnarok and the islands rather than the new DLCs. But I'll get back to that in a bit, because, obviously I'm talking about all these paid DLCs coming out, and I'm just ended up playing the free ones. So time went on, and I knew that Extinction was coming out. There's all of these different reveals and stuff, and Extinction I played quite a bit at the start, but again the same thing happened. Ended up going back to the free maps, and it was just a really strange time. But I was loving YouTube, back when Ragnarok came, no, back when it was sort of Aberration time, later into Aberration, I hit 100,000 subscribers, so that was like a dream come true for me. I was loving making content more than anything for you guys. I mean, TLCs, I mean, they were fantastic as well. I'm just trying to remember all of the different things, you know, just because I want to sit here and talk to you guys about the journey and how it's been. So obviously when some TLCs came out, that was around Aberration, Extinction came out, went back to the free maps, and then after that we kind of thought, what's next for the game? You know, how are we going to move forward? And is it going to be ARK 2, or are they just going to kind of give up with it and move to another game? And it was quite scary at the time because I was enjoying making content, but I generally thought, I don't know what's coming next. Then obviously Genesis Part 1 got released and we found out all about Genesis. And from that part of the game, it was obviously enjoyable, but still I ended up going back to the other maps, the Crystal Isles, the Valgueras that came out. I don't know really what was wrong with me, but as time did go on even more, that's been my favourite word in this video, I started to love Aberration. And it took time, a lot of time, but it actually is one of the most underrated maps of all time. I put hours upon hours into Aberration, and you know, it was so fun going through the map, and it was just a shock for me really, because I don't think I gave the old DLCs enough of a chance back in the day, because like I just was so like, I was always someone that preferred a map similar to the islands rather than something that was so different like the corrupted world. I just thought it wasn't for me, and I liked having all of the different original dinos, and I was always like, I don't like tech stuff, I don't like that, I don't like this, let's just keep it original. So that was kind of my idea about it. Still to this day, I've never really done much Extinction. Obviously, I've played it a lot with friends, but it's still never been at the top played one. But I think, you know, the love has always got to go to the island. Not as the best map, nowhere near the best map, because there's still to this day loads of bugs on that map, even if you go onto it. But because it brings back so many memories of starting the game, for me, it's one of the ones that goes up to the top. Ragnarok will be my favourite for a long time. I know people used to call it Lagnarok because like it was used to have so much laggy problems and stuff, but again, I enjoyed that map so much. But Aberration just really went to one of the top ones for me, and I loved, you know, the different changes, all of the new creatures, guys. What was your favourite creatures? I mean, there was so many to talk about as well. I mean, the change of getting like standard dinos to moving into Scorched Earth and still keeping it kind of primitive, to moving it into Aberration and getting more sort of not real life creatures was quite a big step for ARK Survival Evolved. And then moving into Extinction as well and getting like, you know, just like, and Titans, and it was just unbelievable, the changes. But and seeing as well, one big stage of the game was when tech first got implemented. I think that was back in 2017. And that was a crazy part for the game as well, because people were thinking, I don't know if I like the way the game's going here. I kind of preferred it, you know, to be primitive, and I don't like these new dinos. We want actual dinos. And if you saw, Wildcard did listen to us, because with the free DLCs, they started releasing actual sort of, you know, the Deinonychus came out for Valguero and stuff. So it was nice that Wildcard went a little bit retro in that sense of things. So obviously Genesis Part 2 was revealed with Genesis Part 1, and then you kind of thought after that, what's coming next? A funny time in the YouTube career for me was when Atlas came out. I thought that was going to take over, but no, that definitely didn't take over. And again, I just wasn't a massive fan of that. I tried it, and obviously the first release of it went really bad, and I just didn't really give it another shot after that. But yeah, and ARK 2 is coming out potentially this time next year, and it's just unbelievable to think that I was a 16-year-old kid, you know, I went to school and just decided that I loved ARK, and I watched ARK every single day when I got home. And now that, you know, I managed to start a YouTube channel and build it into like a full-time career, and you know, and have more potential moving into the future to really expand the channel into ARK 2, it just means the absolute world to me, and I couldn't thank you guys any more than I mean, I can't even explain it in words. It's one of those things, it's just, I've been able to do my dream job, and I can't tell you guys, because it's not like I sit and talk on a webcam to you guys about different life. I don't vlog, I don't do life scenarios about how much this all means to me, but seriously, like from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for where you guys have got me. And I know there's been some, you know, some people that haven't liked some of the content that I've done, and there's been some people that have loved the content that I've done. There's some content that I've put out that I haven't liked, that I've done at all. There's some content that I'm very proud of, and that's for me one of the biggest things that I've learned, going from being 16 years old, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, all from doing YouTube and doing ARK Survival Evolved. I literally could write a book on this game. I mean, I don't even really read books or write books especially, but I actually could for ARK. I know everything about it. I mean, I know how the estimated sizes for updates. I know how wildcard, how they seem to, when they release things, and what their company structure is. It's literally been years of studying the game. It is that unbelievable. But I just thought it would be nice to sit down in this video, and I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my experience of ARK, and hear some of your experiences as well from the beginning, how it all started, what year you guys first got involved with it, because, you know, it's just nice to see that stuff and look back at some of the old times. So let's really enjoy this final DLC. I'm not saying that, you know, I'm not saying that ARK 1 is going to completely end after Genesis Part 2, but I do think that they'll release a sort of, you know, players dyno, a few little free things like that, up until sometime this time next year. We don't know the official release date for ARK 2 yet, but all we know is that we've got an animated series coming out. Please wildcard release it on Netflix, especially in the UK Netflix as well, because I want to watch it on something that's easy rather than having to watch it on some other type of platform or something else I've got to pay for. So I don't know about you guys, but I just seem to be paying for all of these random different platforms at the moment. Yeah, so yeah, and obviously ARK 2 could be out, and it's just going to be a whole new journey. It's going to feel like but instead of being the 16-year-old kid that started his YouTube journey confused and lost, it's going to be like a 23-year-old loaded crisis that is a man now. It's so scary. I still don't feel like it, but and has to learn a lot about, but you know, I've had a lot of mistakes in the past, and I've learned a lot, and it's going to be really exciting to start that new journey next year and see where I can bring my channel, because I can't wait to be back to how to spawn in videos. Guys, can you believe it's been 5 years since I did my 3 to 5 years in like sort of a group since I did my how to spawn in videos. I am starting a series, a how to spawn in, everything, console commands, it's all returning for the second game, and I literally feel like it's Christmas, you know, if it really does feel like that, and I can't wait to bring it to all of you guys. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this different type of video. I cannot wait just to sit tonight and read through so many of your comments about your experiences with ARK Survival 1, ARK Survival 1, ARK Survival Evolved 1, and yeah, let's just enjoy this final DLC, and I cannot wait to start making content on it. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Let's see what we can do with this like target. Subscribe if you're new around here, and obviously if you do want to get some merch, the link is always at the top of the description. See you guys later, and thank you for watching today's video.